Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Alton Podcast. How is Colton doing today?
I am doing pretty good. How about you, my guy?
I am doing good, I think.
You think?
I think.
Why so questionable?
Well, okay. So our last podcast, string of videos that we created, the clips, we got a little bit of negative feedback.
Yes.
Little bit, smidgen.
Smidgen. So,
Awkward silence.
yes, very awkward silence.
Awkward
Great start
silence.
to the podcast. All right, I'll continue the podcast. We wanted to give you guys a little, I guess, statement, I guess, is what you would call it, responding to your guys' feedback. So the biggest point of feedback was that we were reviewing a product without having the product in our hands. Now, we listened back. It did kind of come across that way, but the initial intention of that segment was not to review, but to give more of a first impressions type of content for you guys. And yeah, obviously opinions came out, especially because Austin owns one of the competitors, and I so greatly wanted these. So yeah, we acknowledge your guys' feedback. We appreciate you guys' feedback also. But yeah, we just wanted to assure you guys that the intention was to give more of a first impression than actually review it.
And another big part of the comments was that, it only was taken off of one perspective, one source, which is correct. We used The Verge and we didn't use anything else.
Right.
So what we're going to do now is whenever we do a tech kind of commentary, I'll say commentary for lack of a better word, we would love to be able to review these products, but the funds just really aren't in our wallet to do that. At this time.
Plus,
if
to
that
be
day
fair,
changes,
when we recorded that video, the Pixel Buds 2 weren't even out yet. You couldn't even buy them. You could pre-order them, and then they didn't even ship until 2 days later. So even if we recorded the day of, I hear a dog.
You hear a dog. Doggo. That's Bentley, guys. Say hi to Ben.
Yes, Bentley. What a big fluff ball. I've seen that
Big.
dude in videos. Oh my goodness, that dude's a unit.
He is 96 pounds.
Yeah. Every time people say the weight of their dog, I don't know how to visualize it. So telling me poundage of a dog honestly doesn't tell me anything. I guess what would tell me something is height and length. How big is the doggo in terms of dimensions?
Wow, we're getting sidetracked here. The doggo, let's see. So if he's on all four legs, his head is at our doorknobs. He can use his snout to open our doors.
Really? So I'm looking
Yes.
over at my bedroom door right now. The doorknob? Yeah, that's what you call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty high off the ground. I couldn't imagine my dog doing that. My dog, for the
It's like
record,
15
is
Jacksons.
like not even a foot tall. So
It's like 15 Jacksons.
15 Jacksons, yeah. Probably more, to be honest with you. Jackson is so tiny.
But reverb sidetracked here.
Yes.
Getting back on the video statement.
Yes.
We're going to start trying to make it a rule of thumb to use the 3 articles. That way we have 3 different sources to kind of continue to see if what's in common, because what we can only supply is speculation. And any kind of competitive feedback we may have.
Fair enough.
And then if we ever get to a point where we can afford to actually go out and buy these products and test them and create a review video like the Amazon Echo Buds we did,
Yeah.
I would love that. That'd be phenomenal.
It would be phenomenal.
Right
So,
now,
in other
we're
words, what Austin is
there.
saying is hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends about us, okay? Because that would be the only way.
and we will be commenting to those comments that were on the last video here soon. Yes. I just wanted to have a good meeting. We had a good meeting today in the last couple of weeks. Well, last week, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Good things coming, guys.
Yeah, good things coming. Speaking of good things, what was your favorite song of the past week, Austin?
Of the past week, there was a lot of good songs last week. Mm-hmm. So, we took that week off. Mm-hmm. Last week was yeah, it was my fault. I had finals, guys. I had finals. So mine is 24.
Oh.
Yeah, by
Arizona Zervis?
Yeah.
My guy. Let's go. I approve of that, considering it was second place for me.
Ooh.
Yes. Yo, that boy Arizona Zervis, man, to be honest, everything he's put out is just incredible, by the way. Even the remix to Roxanne with Sway Lee is incredible, and I don't like a lot of secondary vocal remixes like that. But I actually saved that remix, Austin. That's how good I thought it was.
How many songs are you up to now in your Spotify list?
In my Spotify total?
In the main list you listen to.
Okay, so, well, I listen to just my songs.
Okay, then do that list. Help me out here,
man. Man, there's no number on it. I would have to put them all in, a playlist to see that. I mean, I'll do it real quick. Let me just say, I don't know, all.
All.
Create. And then liked songs. We'll go here, and we'll go all the way down. Actually, we gotta go all the way back up now. Nope, I broke everything. Give me a second. Alright, we can add to playlist all.
Sorry for the doggo, guys.
I currently have 1,095 songs.
Wow.
Honestly, I thought it was more than that. I remember explicitly it being in the 2000s, so I'm not sure where I got that number from. But yeah, this is everything. Pop music, oldies music, posty, EDM music. This is just everything. So, yeah, over 1,000 songs.
Wow. You know how many I have?
257.
A little more than that.
Ooh, 258.
A little more than that.
I don't know, what, 312?
311.
Oh.
Damn close.
Pretty close. Man, how about it?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just the music, man. I listen to it all.
I listen to a lot too.
Yeah.
I just don't save as much. I listen to kind of the same thing, and then when I'm learning new music, I go to this random playlist that I posted.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I mean, there's different ways to listen to music. I obviously go through all the New Music Friday and Release Radar on Spotify and just save literally every single song that I like. When new albums come out for new artists, I go through the albums from start to finish, save it, every song I like. Actually, speaking of albums, I have 2 honorable mentions for this week's New Music Friday. The 2 honorable mentions are both albums by Kalani and Chris Brown and Young Thug. First of all, the Chris Brown Young Thug album came out of nowhere. I didn't even know it was coming out. And I kid you not, I saved most of it, like 90% of it.
Wow.
And same with the Kalani album. I saved most of it. That's why they're honorable mentions. But my first place, New Music Friday this week, guys. And I don't know, maybe some of you guys have noticed that I'm really into the pop scene, I guess you could say. So my favorite song of last week is 6ix9ine, Gooba.
Really?
Yo, okay, I don't know what it is, dude. I listen to it, and that bass just comes in, right? And you just go ham with, like, the headbanging. It's incredible.
I haven't listened to that song yet.
Oh, my... Okay. The song in the first day almost broke YouTube's first day view record, which alone is incredible. It's already at, I think, 130 million YouTube views just in, like, 4 days, maybe 5.
Wow.
The dude came back, full swinging and everything. So yeah, his new song is definitely, I don't want to say it's hitting records, but it's definitely one of the biggest songs in a while in like the first 1 to 7 days. And it's crazy. I like it. And it actually got me listening to his other albums. I think he has 2 other albums. And I haven't saved any yet, but I just quickly skimmed through it. And I think I'm going to have to officially visit his channel on Spotify for the first time.
Ooh. I don't know many of his songs. I think I do have a song of his saved.
Same.
Wasn't he in jail a while ago or something
He
like that?
just got out of jail like the week before he released Gooba. They released...
Okay, I was making sure, because I wasn't sure if it was him I was thinking of. Oh, Swervin'.
Swervin'. I don't know who that
A
is.
Boogie with the Hoodie, 6ix9ine, and somebody else.
What? A Boogie with a Hoodie? I don't think he was in jail recently.
No, he wasn't, but 6ix9ine was.
Right, yeah.
When was the song posted?
What's up?
I wonder when the song was posted. It's an older song.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the one I have saved is Tati.
Tati. I don't know Tati.
Yeah, it's kind of the same genre as Gooba. But yeah, the one thing I found surprising is that I said I was skimming through the albums, and it's not just the super hard style rap type sound. So that's why I want to go through it, because he's got some songs where he's like actually singing and like lower toned and like not rapping fast. So
I'll have to listen to it. Probably after this podcast.
yes, probably. Okay, we're about 14 minutes in. We got to get moving on here. Our next topic, probably the most major topic of the show. Google Play Music is dead. It is dying forever. It's leaving. Google's discontinuing it. I mean, what are your thoughts about that, Austin?
I feel like all the streaming platforms that stream music are kind of taking a hit from Spotify. You know, Spotify is like the giant. Yeah, it's slowly knocking out the competitors. I know Pandora is what I used most of high school.
Okay.
And I switched to Spotify maybe a year or 2 ago now. And it's the only thing I use now. I never had Amazon Music. And I never actually used Google Music. Ever.
Yeah, same.
Did you use it? No, you just said same. Never mind.
So, I mean, I'll tell you my journey. I used iHeartRadio, actually, for the longest time. And then, if I wasn't using iHeartRadio, I was downloading music onto my computer and putting it on my phone. And then I randomly saw this app one day on my PlayStation called Spotify. So I started adding some songs on Spotify. And then ever since then, I have just evolved it. And I've been on Spotify since July 2015.
Wow, you got me beat.
Oh, yeah. It's been a long time.
So, there is a way that you can download all your songs from Google Music. But I guess I shouldn't say download. It's more of a transfer.
Yeah.
You can download the YouTube Music app.
Ew.
And then click on the transfer button in YouTube Music app. And that'll allow you to kind of save your music lists.
Yeah.
I pulled in some numbers. I was curious. And going back to The Verge here, this article says that Google Music apps have reportedly passed 15 million subscribers. This was May 8th of 2019. It's a dated article, but it's kind of the quickest numbers I could find. So at that point, including YouTube Music and Google Play Music, it was over 15 mil.
15
at that
million.
time, Spotify was at how much, do you think?
Well, I'm
2019.
20. Do you have the number?
I do have the number.
Okay, I'm going to guess. I mean, because I know how many monthly listeners a lot of artists have, so I'm estimating on that.
Okay.
I mean, it's got to be at least 300 to 500 million people.
So this is going off subscribers, not just listeners.
Oh,
this
subscribers.
is paying customers.
So, okay, it's paid subscribers. I'll take about 10% of that. let's go 30 million.
100.
100 million?
100 million in 2019 around this time were paying for Spotify.
Spotify makes $1 billion a month?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, they're huge. They're giant, man.
Makes me wonder
Apple,
how they weren't profitable for such the longest time.
I don't know. Apple was tallying more than 50 million, and then Pandora was hovering just below 7 million. This is, again, all in 2019.
Yeah, 2019. How about it? I mean, that's crazy. I completely understand why. Spotify is just the best app, and it just makes sense. Like, nobody really likes saving stuff to their computer and plugging their phone into their computer, blah, 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 anymore. That's why Apple discontinued iTunes and just went straight with Apple Music, because they know streaming is just where it's at. If there's anything technology has taught the consumer market, it's convenience. So I can definitely see why Spotify has, it remains supreme, and it will remain supreme for the longest time.
You think it will?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if Apple Music hasn't dethroned it, then let's be honest, nobody will. And Apple Music is only half the paid subscribers as Spotify currently, according to that article you just had.
I was going to say, the numbers could have came a little closer or gotten a little farther apart in the last year. A lot's changed.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we're talking about 50 million paid accounts. I mean, I guarantee you didn't fluctuate that much.
That's a good point. It'd be pretty insane.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that the transition is nice, because my dad had a lot of Apple Music when iTunes died.
Yeah.
And he didn't have an iPhone. And again, he wasn't the most he was tech savvy, but he wasn't adapting to change in tech very well.
Okay.
That's a good way to put it, I think.
Yeah, it's good.
So he didn't want to conform to maybe getting an iPhone or something like that may have been able to save his library. Mm-hmm. So he just lost all that money.
Sure. And see, that's another thing. I couldn't imagine paying like $1 or $2 per song when you can stream unlimited for $10 a month. You're telling me I would only have the equivalent of 10 songs a month versus hundreds that I can have with Spotify that I add a month.
But look at the almost like a generational thing.
Right.
Look
it is a
DVDs.
generational thing.
It's the same thing with DVDs. You can spend, $25 a month for Spotify, it's not Spotify, Netflix and Hulu. Mm-hmm. Or you can spend $25 in a month and maybe get a good DVD. Or if you buy like at a disc replay or something like that, you may get like 6 or 7 DVDs.
Yeah.
Probably more. But it's the same kind of thing. Do you want to collect it?
Right.
Or do you want to
just
stream it when you're there? Yeah.
Right. So it's funny how you mentioned that. I literally days ago have written down like all the series and movies that I want as like a collection, but I just can't see myself going out and buying all of these, right? Physically, right? Plus some of these movies are old and might not even be available. So I just curiously went on Prime Video, because it's the most relevant option for me because I have Prime, right? Excuse me, and it's Amazon, so it's likely that they have all of them on there. So I looked up the ones that would be the least likely to be on there. And I kid you not, every single one of them are available on Prime Video. And at that, for cheaper than what they would be if you got the physical copy, especially Blu-ray.
Yeah. So I gotta ask, you mentioned a list. Was the 100 on that list?
So I'm only talking about movies.
Oh, sad.
But if TV shows were on it, yes, the 100 would be on it.
Fantastic.
I mean, no brainer. Come on now.
Gotta be on it, man.
But yeah, I mean, I don't really rewatch TV shows, but I rewatch movies.
I rewatch TV shows.
Yeah. So the thing is, I'll tell you why I don't rewatch movies either, or TV shows. It's just a time commitment. Like, I can rewatch a movie series in 9 hours, right? But, if I watch a 25-episode season, that's going to take 25 hours.
That's
so,
okay.
I'm just saying, you know,
So
it's just easier to
binge-watching.
maintain or retain.
Retain. I like it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I generally watch, like a TV show or something when I'm eating.
Mm-hmm.
Or before bed, something along those lines.
Yeah.
So it takes me 6 months till I finish a show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, forever.
I mean, it really depends on. I mean, I don't want to call myself a binge watcher, but I mean, it just happens naturally. I can't help myself.
I started Game of Thrones.
Oh.
This was probably shit. Trying to think. I'm gonna say 6 months ago, maybe 7.
Okay. Season
I was
1?
still in Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah. It was early summer, I think. I started it.
Okay.
So maybe even getting close to a year here.
Yeah.
And I have not finished it yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've watched a show in maybe 3 months. So I get bad. I drop shows so fast to pick them back up. And
Oh,
I
it's
thought
so
it was
true.
bad.
It's true. I have to talk
It's-
about it, Austin. I have to say it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's say
everybody. Austin got me into the show 100.
Yeah.
Okay. I caught up to him and finished it before he even finished it. He's terrible.
Yeah. I get sidetracked, guys. Like, I can't do it. I see all these shows and all this media content. I'm like, I'll click that. I'll click that. And the next thing you know, I don't watch what I've been aiming to watch for the past,
Buddy,
8 months.
just one less league game per night is like a whole episode.
That's a massive sacrifice right there, man.
I know.
No.
For everybody
So
to-
anything else we want to touch upon with this music migration?
I mean, no, I don't think so. Just if you guys are curious, if you guys have Google Play, just look up the respected articles and maybe see what you can transfer to.
Yeah, we should post this article in the description.
Description. Ooh, it's on Tom's guide if we forget to do that.
Yeah, we got this.
So, Austin,
Okay.
we are at the awkward point of the show we said we would come to, where we don't
yep.
have a good segue into the next topic. So,
No, actually, we mentioned League.
oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I like where this is going. Take it away.
Yeah. So, awkward segue time here. If you guys play games, and more specifically, if you played games as a kid, like if you're a 2000s or a 90s kid, I was born in 95, you probably played this game we're going to mention here.
Both of them, actually.
Both of them.
Both of them.
So it was announced, earlier this week?
Yeah, about 3 days ago, before recording this
Yeah.
podcast, yeah.
So Tony Hawk is getting a remastered game, Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Ooh.
And I recall playing Tony Hawk games when I was really little all the time, man. They were so much fun.
Dude, every time I went over to my uncle's house, he had them, right?
Yep.
I played it for hours when I was over there staying the night with my cousins, right? Dude, it was all about the kick flips and shit, dude.
This game, Crash Bandicoot, and Spyro
Yes.
pretty much dominated my childhood.
Yes. I mean, what were my other big ones? Super Mario Bros. Definitely huge portion
huge.
of my heart, guys. Super Mario Bros. Oh my gosh. Incredible game. Incredible series of games, I should say. And honestly, that's really about it. It's really just Mario, Tony Hawk, and the arcade.
Yeah. So this new game is going to have a Create a Skater feature that I'm trying to recall the old game. Did it have a Create a Skater feature? I don't think it did.
I don't remember because I was so young.
I was so young, I don't recall. But you can also create a park
Ooh,
as well.
nice.
So that's going to be really fun just to dive into the game,
Yeah.
create the stupidest amount of tricks you can in one little segue area.
Yeah.
and just see how many times you fall. That's the best part.
Yeah. And for everybody wondering, it seems like, according to this article by Activision, they both drop September 4th, 2020. Still kind of a ways away, but, it could be like a kind of early Christmas present for yourself. How about that?
And speaking of drop dates.
Drop dates.
So I didn't intentionally tell Colton about this.
Ooh.
So he's going to be caught off guard.
Ooh, let's go.
I was reading an article, too, today, during my lunch break, and apparently there was leaked information, whether it's true or not, I haven't verified,
Okay.
that Sony's PlayStation 5 is going to drop in October.
October. Interesting.
Yeah.
2 or 3 months before holiday, huh?
2 or 3 months before holiday. And, I wasn't thinking until next year, if not Christmas at the earliest. So, again, don't know how true that is. I certainly want to fact check that more before I say any more.
Yeah. If they release before Xbox, that's, and at that time frame before Xbox, that's interesting. Okay, actually, to be fair, holiday usually means November, not December. So technically it would only be a month before Xbox.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the release schedule has looked like in the past because the console generations are so spread out by so many years. But, if they just have that 4-week advantage, they're going to sell more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes me interesting. That was bad English. This game comes out tentatively 9/4/20. And the PlayStation 5 comes out a month later.
Yeah.
That seems a little interesting. So I don't know if I completely believe the article.
Yeah.
But, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. We shall see. We're open for speculation.
Absolutely. And the most interesting part of this article that we posted, this is on the Activision blog, by the way, what we're referencing here, is that it's Activision.
Yeah.
Making the Tony Hawk game. I did not know they were doing that. I did not know they had Spyro.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know,
man. And
I'm learning.
I think it's also worth mentioning that the Pro Skater 1 and 2 remasters, they're coming out on all platforms. Every single platform.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool.
Does that include PC?
It does include PC via the Epic launcher. So sad face there. But yes, the Epic launcher.
Okay.
Which is interesting because Activision is partnered with Blizzard. So I'm not sure why the Epic Store is involved with this. But yeah, the Epic Store.
Interesting. The one thing I'm still waiting for to hit PC gaming?
What?
Hockey.
What, like 2K, the NHL, like the EA version?
Yeah.
Interesting. Is that rumored?
It's never happening according to most online sources.
Well, sad face for Austin.
If anybody heard differently, let me know. Post those articles in the comments. I want to see hockey come to PC gaming.
Yes. So, what timestamp are we at here? Yeah, I think we could talk about it. Let's continue to
we can.
PUBG. PUBG. Me and Austin know this game very well.
Revolutionary game.
True. Very true. One of the first solid BRs of all time on PC. So they added bots and a ranked mode to the test server. And, just to expand on the bots part, apparently, if I'm reading this article correctly, there's already been bots on the PS4 version, but the bots have officially hit PC now on the test server. And what makes that interesting is that you can now have a BR test game with bots. First ever, Austin.
I love it, man. I think that's phenomenal. I love playing bot matches.
Mm-hmm.
Just in general. When I was getting into League or practicing things for League, I would do 1v5 bots all the time.
Yeah.
Call of Duty was the same thing.
Yes.
You know, I would just put all the bots on one team and just try not to die.
Just go to town, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
and so I think bots are going to make players potentially better.
yeah.
You certainly learn the map better.
Yes.
When you have more targets only focusing on you, it makes you learn the map.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to be a fantastic addition with ranked play. That's huge.
Yeah.
I love ranked personally.
Yeah. I mean, it's so interesting because PUBG, you know, I wouldn't say it's the pioneer, but maybe a pioneer in PC BR, right? Well, BR in general, I should say. But it's interesting because they're not necessarily an old game, but they're an older game, still coming out with new features. I would even say regularly coming out with new features, and especially new cosmetics. They do stuff with Deadmau5 all the time. So they're pretty cool in that regard. But just to see that they were the first ones to add bots is super and a ranked mode is super interesting.
Yeah, these bots certainly are going to be best in class for the BRs for a little bit. I don't know how well they activate or how well they do. I really should jump into a Battle Royale game or the PUBG real quick and see what they do.
I mean, so they're in the test version, just to state that again.
I'm not in the beta version.
Right. And technically, there's no say as if they're going to hit the main game. Maybe they're just going to be in the test mode. Not quite sure. But also, according to this article, which is on PCGamer.com, by the way, apparently this is long waited. Apparently the community has been asking for this for a very long time. I personally have never come across it until today. But I still find it interesting how so many people have actually been requesting this.
I see it, but it'd be so hard to create. That's why they're the first ones to do it. I mean, if the bots are standing still just in random buildings and locations of the map,
right,
that's one thing.
Right.
But if they're actually active and getting guns and stuff like that, that's really got to be hard to program.
Right. I mean, it's just compare it to a regular like FFA match on Call of Duty, right? There's game sense with Call of Duty, especially because the map is so big. You can program that, but you cannot necessarily program game sense on a battle royale except for running to a circle, really, because everything is based on strategy in a BR. It's not really based on getting kills because you're like, you're still worrying about if people are behind you or whatever trying to shoot you, but there's more thought put into it, if you know what I mean, versus just a regular FFA on Call of Duty. You're just running in, shooting, running in, shooting, running. It's repetitive, right? Bots are repetitive. PUBG or BR in general is not repetitive. You know, every game is different.
So are you telling me there might be camping bots?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Why wouldn't there be?
Ooh, that'll be good.
Why wouldn't there be, my guy? I mean, come on now.
So,
yeah.
When this comes out to live servers, if it comes out to live servers, you and I got to play a match.
We will play a match. We will see.
We'll get this.
We'll get there.
This will be fun. I like it.
Yes.
I think it's a good change for PUBG. Maybe it'll bring some audience back. I haven't checked their numbers as of recently, but I know Fortnite destroyed them for quite a while.
Oh, okay. Let's be real. Fortnite destroyed everybody for quite a while.
Yeah.
And then BO4 came out. Blackout came out. And then that set the stage for now. Yeah.
You know, Valorant's got some good bots.
So I've never played with bots in Valorant, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, yeah, you have.
I have?
Well, I mean, it's the target practice bots.
Oh, those bots. I thought you were talking about...
But you can make them strafe.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have decent bots. In that regard, the practice arena. I was talking about in-game.
Side note.
Ooh.
Tangent.
Tangent.
Well, this can't be correct. Hold on.
Ooh. Bad
There's
tangent?
a side article on PC Gamer talking about NVIDIA's RTX 3080 Ti.
Ooh.
Huh.
You wanna know what's funny? That's in my recommended on this article too, so I know exactly where you found it. That's funny how you mentioned it, because it was just right there staring at me the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting.
Yes,
It looks like... Click on that link, man.
I did.
Is he pulling that out of the oven?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know if I can do this. Can I play a sound without...
I'm sure it's a joke.
YouTube, sorry.
But let me just
If
look. Yeah, it looks like it's a joke.
It's gotta be a joke. There's no way.
I think the joke is like Jensen was cooking up new RTX drivers. Yeah.
It's gotta be a joke. It's a gag.
Oh yeah, it's pretty funny though. The real question is
It's
how many
great.
views does that video have? 300,000 views posted on the NVIDIA page. That's funny. 5,000 likes. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I like troll videos like that, man. It's great.
Yeah, it's pretty
So
good
good.
marketing. It's good marketing.
It made me click.
It did. Awkward
Okay.
silence.
Awkward silence. We're getting a lot of awkward silence today. I'm sad.
You know. So, did you want to touch more on the NVIDIA stuff, or did you want to move on?
We can go to Twitch, man. Let's go to Twitch.
Okay. All right. So, I'm going to take the wheel on this one because Austin's Twitch, sadly, is not up to date. So, Twitch announced on May 6th that they were going to be rolling out a new look for channel pages. And I'm happy to report that 7 days later, I have access to the new channel pages. And aside from one crucial aspect, which I'll probably get into, it's really interesting what they've done. I like the approach they've gone. They finally added social links, so you do not have to have panels anymore for your social links, so that's pretty cool. They also added a schedule, like timeline feature, so where you can see when your favorite channels went live and where you can maybe estimate where they might go live tomorrow and the following days. And yeah, so the channel is really more... It's kind of like two main pages now. There's the actual live stream page, and then there's the actual channel intro page, if that makes sense. It's kind of like YouTube. You have an intro page, and then you have the videos tab. It's kind of like that. But the one caveat I have with...
Ooh, caveat. That's a fancy one.
Oh, yes.
There we go.
One caveat I have with Twitch, and for everybody listening, I am, I guess you can say professionally, a UX designer. Okay, which means I'm all about like user experiences and user flows and information architecture, stuff like that when it comes to digital products. So the one bad part about the new channel layout on Twitch is that you have to click the profile icon of the streamer to view the channel page. No one in their right mind is going to know that right off the bat. So if I'm being really technical here, hypothetically speaking, nobody will ever see the new channel page because there's no indication how to get to it. Now, I know it's Twitch. They're a big platform. The word's going to spread very quickly. But if they didn't have a big platform, this would honestly, I don't want to say ruin their website, but it would leave out a lot of new features with the new website. Austin, this is when you're supposed to...
I didn't want to cut you off, man.
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I mean, Austin, I know you don't really have the visual, but I know I showed you a little bit. Do you have a say?
So, the little bit Colton showed me, and honestly, it was such a small. It was maybe 4 minutes of this is this is that. But, it looked good. It looked slick. I would have never thought to click on the profile picture, I don't think.
Yeah.
But looking at it from a Facebook perspective and an Instagram, it makes sense. You can click the profile image and get to their profile.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can say that, but even on Facebook, nobody knows to click the profile icon when it first came out. You know what I mean?
Well, no, you just poke it by accident one day and it works. And you go, oh, it's easier.
Exactly. But the accident should not be a front runner. That's what I'm trying to say.
When you have millions and millions of users, accidents are okay.
True. Because like I said, the word will spread.
Oh, yeah.
That's literally what we're doing right now, spreading the word that Twitch's UX is terrible. Specifically that one part, actually, but...
It had other features are really nice, and I liked it. Mm-hmm. That's hard to find. Mm-hmm. Give it 2 weeks. Everybody and anybody that knows Twitch is going to know it's there.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Hell, give it a week.
Yeah. I mean, now, overall, I do think it's cool. I do think the new layout, it's fresh. I like that. The one thing, other than the UX, I'm the most disappointed with is that they still have not updated the panels section. Like, when you edit panels, you can't drag them and order them, like, efficiently yet. You're still kind of guessing where they go. It glitches around. You would think that would be something they have fixed, but it's just not fixed yet. And people have been complaining about that for the longest time.
Now, by panels, you mean the like the description underneath the channel video, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's just very inefficient down there.
I do like the schedule.
Yeah, the schedule is interesting. Now, I haven't seen this part of that yet, but it would be interesting to see if you can actually schedule things on there versus it just taking your old data and putting it on the calendar.
Okay.
So, like, if you can actually block out when you're going to be live tomorrow versus maybe having to guess based on the past, like, 5 shows.
That would be nice. I could see that'd be really helpful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Especially for
really
more
cool.
corporate channels, like maybe like PAX or like a concert segment where they have different artists every so many time slots or whatever.
I like it. If Twitch is listening, make sure that happens. That'd be awesome.
Yes. Yes. But yeah, it would be super interesting to see. Yeah.
I'm sad.
Why are you sad?
I closed one too many tabs.
Sad face.
It's okay. It's okay. I got this.
Okay, good. Because our next topic seemed to really intrigue Austin. So I'll let him take this one away. This specifically for the segue. This is Twitter now letting employees work from home indefinitely. And I'll let Austin take this away.
Thank you, Colton, for taking the second awkward segue of the podcast here.
You're welcome.
So, as Colton said, Twitter is not... every company has been furloughing a lot of employees as of late. Mm-hmm. Twitter kind of looked at it and said, okay, let's send people home to work there indefinitely. Mm-hmm. They haven't quite put a official timeline as to when they may come back to the office, minus maintenance. It almost sounds as if these employees will be staying working at home indefinitely for the foreseeable future.
Right.
And that's awesome. I think that's going to be phenomenal for productivity.
Mm-hmm.
Some people just work better at home. I do not, personally. But some people really great at just staying at home in their own comfort with their animals, you know, their cat or their dog or whatever. And it's going to work out great. Also really safe for the time we're in right now.
True.
And it's going to be, I think, a really productive move for Twitter.
Yeah. And, you know, a lot of companies are making the same discoveries, realizing that a lot, if not most of the work can be indeed performed and completed at home. So, you know, in the long run, from a business angle, this can even lower office costs. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, the only thing you might have to do is maybe buy everybody a laptop now. But then you're not going to be renting out these huge spaces. You know what I mean? You're going to be saving thousands, if not tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars a month just in renting space.
I mean, hey, just say it. It's probably going to be millions.
Yeah.
If companies do it right.
Right.
And I want to say, and please double check me because the article is now closed on my end. But at the very bottom of the article, I'm pretty sure the owner mentioned that they were going to give $1,000 budget
Yes.
for supplies
Yep.
for these employees that are now working from home. That's massive.
Yep, I will quote the article. Mr. Jack Dorsey has added that Twitter would boost its work from home supply allowance to $1,000.
Now, for $1,000, you can get a solid laptop.
That's true.
If they're not supplying you one already, which they very well could be.
Right.
A second monitor.
Mm-hmm.
A desktop if you want to be stationary. You can do a lot with $1,000.
Oh, yeah. You can even add a desk in there.
You can add a desk, a fancy keyboard. You can get some
Yeah.
NZXT light strips going on.
Yeah, there you go. Take it
Get
a step
fancy.
further. Get the cool lights.
Yeah, get the cool lights.
Yeah, and especially for people who are only using these business computers for maybe just like email and like digital marketing and stuff. Like Austin said, it doesn't have to be a beefy computer. So you can spend maybe $300 on a laptop and then have $700 extra laying around to add to your new setup at home.
Absolutely. It's going to be genius.
Yeah.
So we have the Twitter approach
Yes.
that has taken people home to work permanently.
Yeah.
And then we have the Elon Musk approach
Oh, yes. So
that happened also this week.
before we get into this, I just want to say Elon Musk is one of the most innovative and outspoken people I have ever seen in my entire lifetime. Which leads...
Certainly outspoken.
Oh, yes. Which leads perfectly into this segment. Okay? For those who don't know, Elon Musk is the CEO of Tesla. And if you did not know that, you're living under a rock. Okay. But because he's the CEO of Tesla, the main factory for Tesla is in California. As you guys know, California is one of the most strict areas when it comes to coronavirus lockdowns. And in fact, they were, I think, one of the first 3 states to have a lockdown. Ages ago, like early in March, before the rest of the country did on like March 15th, right?
Yeah.
So, Elon Musk pretty much said on Twitter, because, you know, he sits on Twitter, just like Trump. It's great. I love it. So he said on Twitter, hey, I'm not going to sit here and just have the government keep me in my house for the foreseeable future, especially because they don't know how long this lockdown is going to be. So he literally said on Twitter, we are reopening the California factory for Tesla, and if you need to arrest me, go ahead. And the funny part is that happened 2 days ago, which means Tesla reopened yesterday. I have not heard of any arrests.
I have not either. He pretty much just flipped off the entire state.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing really happened. I mean, I'm sure he's going to get fined.
Maybe, sure.
Oh, the state's going to find a way to get money from him.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Which is going to suck because if I remember correctly, Tesla profit margins are not that big. So this might bite him in the ass a lot. Just like him tweeting that Tesla shares are too high and the company went down 10% in an hour. Yeah.
He is, I'll agree with you, he's very innovative.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very outspoken.
Mm-hmm.
And he has, you look at some of the things he does,
Mm-hmm.
and you go, what are you thinking?
Yes.
And then the Cybertruck sells so much.
Yes.
So much. And the Cybertruck, what are you doing?
And then he names his baby XA12, like a spaceship model. And
Yeah.
then this happens.
And then this happens. And, I mean, he's as random as Trump is.
It's incredible, though, because nothing's happening.
Nothing's happening.
You know, it really gets you thinking. And I know our main point of the podcast in current days is to talk the least about coronavirus as possible because we want to get away from that. But it really gets you thinking. Yeah, he might be getting fined, But if the rules are really not that enforced, why are we still home?
I was hoping you were going to bring this up.
Yes. Because this is what Elon's Twitter comments are saying. If it's not that big of an issue, why are people still home? And then the other thing I found the most interesting, which is related to this, is if we have as many homeless people as we do in America, why has the entire homeless population not died yet of coronavirus because of the lack of resources they have?
Interesting.
It's an interesting point.
Yeah.
I'll let you take it from there because it sounds like you have something to say.
I got a couple.
Let's go.
Okay. So Elon Musk doing this put the state of California in a very hard position because they had to choose to either enforce it, arrest him, or fine him.
Right.
Which apparently they haven't arrested him yet.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they fined him yet.
I'm sure articles would have come out about that, and I haven't seen anything about it.
Yeah, I haven't either. And he hasn't tweeted about it, so...
True.
Probably didn't happen. But this means that everybody out there that's in California right now goes, okay, he can do it. He can bring his employees back to work. Why can't I go do it?
Right.
And that's going to be very hard for California to try and maintain. So because of this, I see them opening up to 25% sooner than they were planning.
Yep.
Again, speculation, 100%. But they're going to have so much uproar because of it.
Oh, yeah.
And then I won't really get into coronavirus as a whole. You know, as Colton said, we are trying to avoid that. But I highly, highly recommend if you guys have about a spare hour and 20 minutes of your day at some point, I do recommend, I think it's very interesting to watch the Netflix thing called The Plandemic. And then I highly, highly insist that if you watch The Plandemic, you go back and watch Dr. Mike's fact checks on the Plandemic conspiracy.
Yes. Now,
watch them both.
Yes, watch them both. Watch the Netflix one first, and then the Dr. Mike one second. In that order specifically. You have to do it in that order. And, you know, if you're pressed for time, you can just watch the Dr. Mike one as well, because he is, like, watching and commentating at the same time. So if you're pressed for time...
And he hits the important parts.
Yeah, he hits the most crucial parts. Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about it because it's such an interesting perspective on both sides. And it's even crazier because they're both experts in their respected fields. So yeah, you guys should really go watch that. It's very informative from the Dr. Mike aspect. It's an eye-opener when you watch both. Let me just put it that way.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And, you know, going back to what you said, Colton, about the homeless people. I don't have a good answer really for that.
Yeah.
To be honest. Give me my 4 years of medical school and I might have something better for you. But the only thing I can think of is that they probably don't have the people interaction that we have.
Well, I mean, not necessarily. Because usually poor people congregate with more poor people because of shelters.
Yeah.
So if anything,
but
they're close with each other.
But if it's getting spread away from them and they're not the target group,
I mean, everybody's the target group.
Then it's not in that shelter. Everyone's a target group, but it has to start from somewhere.
I mean, I don't know. It's just interesting. It's a very interesting point. I'll tell you that.
Oh, it's interesting as hell because I don't know. Why don't they?
Yeah.
Do they have heightened immune systems because they're always outside? That could be part of it.
I mean, honestly,
maybe
not
they
a bad
have it,
guess.
but they're mostly immunosuppressant.
Maybe.
Ooh.
I don't know.
No, I'm curious. I hate you.
I mean, but, you know, at the end of the day, getting back to the whole main topic here, the Elon Musk thing, at the end of the day, it brings up the question, if they're doing it, why aren't we yet? That's the question this brings up. And and we'll just leave it at that. It's definitely
And,
something to think on.
Absolutely. And my question to Colton, an important question here.
I like this.
Which side do you think is right? The Twitter approach
Oh.
or the Elon Musk approach?
So, it's hard to say because they're two vastly different businesses. One,
Yes.
you don't need people in person. One, you do need people in person. One's a manufacturing job. One is strictly an internet job. So, it's hard to say in that regard. But, I mean, I can give you my broad opinion, I guess.
Okay.
In terms of social distancing and, I guess, straightening out the curve or lowering the peaks and whatnot, Twitter's approach makes more sense. But at the end of the day, how long is that going to last? And I think that's where Elon's approach comes in. We've been on quarantine lockdown for 2 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we're not really seeing any major signs of flattening this curve, and we're still hitting peaks. So that's pretty much a guaranteed 2 or 3 more months. Because now we're looking at 6 months on lockdown, right? Nobody. That's just not going to fly with Americans. And then, we have the new unemployment rates. We have the second round of stimulus checks being talked on and passed about by the government this week.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate, first of all. I mean, this is just insane. I feel like March was literally yesterday, and, it's already summer. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I get Elon's point. I get Twitter's point. I think I side a little bit more with Elon just for the sake of, everybody's just sitting around, right? Mm-hmm. Nobody's really doing anything other than working from home. Now, Twitter's approach to keep people working at home, that I can see. But the whole in terms of lockdown, I think, personally, we can start lifting things in the next month here.
It's such a hard thing to say, and it's hard to decide. Mm-hmm. And you look at, both those videos, again, highly recommend them. You have 2 different medical professionals. Mm-hmm. And if you count all the doctors between both videos, you probably have half a dozen.
Yeah.
Talking about their opinions to this, but it's such a controversial, you just don't know.
Yeah.
What the best choice is? Lockdown sucks.
Yep.
But if it's for the greater good, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. And I think everybody is in that boat. But now it's getting to the point to where people are getting antsy and starting to question things.
Is it for the greater good? If it is, I'm all for it. If it's not, then we should stop it.
Right.
Simple as that.
Right.
But, we can't make that call. We're not epidemiologists or virologists or anything.
Yeah. So, let's just leave it at that. Let's lighten up the end of this podcast here, Austin. Hit us with the random generated topic of the week.
Oh, I will love to, but I swear to God, if this says COVID-19...
We are hitting the next button. That's what we will do.
We're hitting the next button. Exactly.
Okay. I'm excited because, and while Austin's pulling that up, we see that you guys are actually really liking this segment as well. So, which makes us even more excited to keep doing it. So again, we appreciate your guys' support on the channel.
Colton?
What?
What's got a long neck and an animal?
A giraffe.
That is our topic.
Ooh. A giraffe. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, I have something. This is crazy. I have this vivid vision of when I was younger going to the zoo, right? Okay. I kid you not. The vision is I'm indoors, okay? And there's this pit, right? So there's the floor, and then the pit goes down. Kid you not, this pit goes down like 30 feet, right? And the giraffes are as tall as the pit. So these giraffes are indoors, deep down in this pit, and we're above them, looking down at them. It's crazy. It's the most unrealistic thing I think about sometimes. But how else would I have visioned it? Because I saw it in person, which means it has to be a real vision. It's crazy.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. So, giraffes, truly speaking, personally, I don't know a lot about them off the top of my head. Besides the fact that they have very tall necks and are just very tall creatures.
Yes.
So I just did a quick Google giraffe random facts.
Ooh.
And here's what I got so far.
Okay.
Newborn giraffes stand at about 6 feet tall.
Wow, that's taller than me.
It's taller than me. And they don't get a lot of sleep. They only need around 10 minutes to 2 hours of sleep per day.
Interesting. And this is...
And they won't lie down.
Is this specifically the newborn still, or is this giraffes as a whole now? The sleeping
Giraffes
part.
as a whole.
Interesting. 10 minutes?
10 minutes.
Bro.
How fast do you think they can run?
How fast do I think they can run? I'm going to have to say probably slower than usual, because I feel like their necks would have to offset that momentum a bit.
See, that's what I thought too.
But we're wrong.
We're wrong.
Wow. I'm going to guess 27 miles an hour.
35.
What?
35. Can you imagine the giraffe running at you at 35 miles per hour?
Dude. 35? Bro, that's incredibly fast.
35 miles an hour over short distances, or cruise at 10 miles per hour over longer distances.
These dudes are mad cruising at 10 miles an hour. What?
Yeah.
These dudes are zooming, bro.
And interesting enough, giraffe's neck is too short to reach the ground.
What?
Yeah.
Is that because, like, the ligaments in their neck don't allow it to curve down that much?
I don't know. Topic 3 here is a giraffe's neck is too short to reach the ground. As a result, it has to awkwardly spread its front legs or kneel to reach the ground to drink water.
Interesting. Huh.
And they only gotta drink water once every few days.
What?
They're efficient creatures, man.
Giraffes, man. Like, okay, do they, like, store the water in their body like camels or something then?
Most of the water comes from the plants they eat.
Oh, okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Still efficient creatures,
Efficient, versatile, and fast, apparently.
No, that's interesting. This article says that giraffes only need 5 to 30 minutes of sleep in a 24-hour period.
Interesting.
So
I'm just curious.
We got 5 to 2 hours.
I'm just curious. I'm gonna search the word giraffe, click on news, and see what pops up. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I'm just getting a whole bunch of articles about baby giraffes being born at zoos. Okay. That was, yeah.
Yeah, well, we learned some interesting stuff. We learned that giraffes are freaking tall all the time, whether newborn or not.
Yes.
They zoom.
They're zoomers, bro.
They go fast. I know when you compare it to other mammals, it's not, like, insane, but with that neck.
Right, yeah. You would think the neck would offset the momentum or the aerodynamics, right? Just naturally, because it's so awkward of a shape.
It's got to have some kind of neck bob going on.
Or something, man.
Hold on, giraffe running.
Giraffe running. I
gotta see. I gotta know.
I gotta know too. Giraffe running.
He like bows his neck.
Let me see this. Yo! Dude, that's incredible.
But you know what? The head stays still.
Yeah, it's... Oh, man, that's so weird.
It's like head banging without the head.
He doesn't even look like he's going that fast.
Oh, well, that one may not have been.
Interesting.
I'm searching giraffes. How the hell do I get a Minecraft video?
I have no idea. Because they don't have giraffes. They do have llamas, but not giraffes.
How?
No idea, man. The internet. But yeah,
okay.
Giraffes, man. That was interesting. I like these random generated topics so much. And the best part is that that's the easiest thumbnail of my life. Such an easy thumbnail.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, Austin.
Well, I think this wraps up the podcast.
I think it does. Austin, tell the people where they can find the podcast.
Oh, he's quizzing me. I'll tell them where they can't find it right now.
Oh.
They can't find it on Instagram. Oh. Colton.
Okay, that backfired, guys. You can find the Alton Podcast at altonpodcast.com, including Apple Music. Or is it Apple Music? Apple Podcasts. That's what I meant.
Apple Podcasts.
You can find the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play Music? ? Ooh, interesting. You can find everything at altonpodcast.com, including social links as well. But yeah, it was a good show. I think that's it. Do we just see them next week now, Austin?
Yeah, I think we see them next week. It was a fantastic, I'm glad we got to talk to you guys again.
Mm-hmm.
It's been, we had to take that week off again. I'm sorry. I had finals.
No, it's okay.
We'll post the comments to that replied.
Yes.
To the last Google Pixel Buds video. Mm-hmm. And again, we're sorry for any kind of misinstruction with our videos. Mm-hmm. We're still new and still learning what style we want to use.
Fair enough.
So, please continue the feedback. Please follow into this set of videos so you can see how we're progressing and let us know if we need to keep changing.
Yeah, and with that, we'll catch you guys in the next podcast.